What's going on, guys? It's Andrew here with Brett Medlock, and today we are gonna rant.
Don't bang on the table.
We are gonna rant.
Okay.
So, it was last month. I guess it's
Sorry,
January.
we're late to this.
Yeah, we're a little late. So I wrote an article about the new DLC for Resident Evil 7.
Not a hero.
Not a hero. I was about to say no more
heroes.
Not a hero, and I was so pumped. So pumped for this because you get to play as Chris. You get to figure out what's going on in the Baker Estate.
We were so curious about Chris. Is this the real Chris? Why does this guy look like this? What's happening? What's going on? Why does he work for Umbrella? Let's figure it out. None of these questions get answered.
Let me roll up the sleeves when they're already rolled up. What the hell? Okay, I got this game day. I downloaded it day of. I was so ready. I got in there. I was playing it.
Resident Evil, big fans. Huge Resident Evil fans. Go ahead.
Okay. So there are a few things they kind of touched on, which I'll give it to. They kind of explained why Chris is working for Umbrella Corp now.
I said Resident Evil.
I know, Resident Evil. Blah, blah, blah. Why Chris is working for Umbrella Corp. And it's like called Blue Umbrella now.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Stupid.
Apparently, they're reimagining Umbrella, saying, "Oh, that's the old Umbrella. We're not like that anymore. We're cool. We're good guys, right?" So apparently, Chris actually doesn't work for them. He still works for the BSAA, and the BSA sent him to go investigate this with the Umbrella Corp because he kind of mentions like, I don't know. He's like, "I'm surprised Lucas hasn't joined you guys," or something like that. Is one of his lines.
Yeah. So
they touched on that, which I was like, okay, they gave
one of this soulless waste of a character lines. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was like, this is just. First off, first person playing as Chris, not a fan.
Not a fan.
Or he's not a hero. I'm not a fan.
Listen, Resident Evil, you've always felt that not connection, but like
you feel more.
It feels more personal when you see a character.
You feel like you know that character. You're playing as that character. Doesn't mean you are that character. You're playing as that character. You love that character.
Yeah, like
even though Chris isn't my favorite, I'm more of a Leon guy. But
Chris is awesome though in everything but this.
He's still kind of cool in this. He's little. He doesn't. He's kind of a.
He doesn't. Okay.
He's a tool.
The first thing I noticed was this isn't Chris. This isn't.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
This isn't the Chris that I've grown with. This isn't the Chris. This is not saying things Chris would say. He doesn't have the personality of Chris. Like, this is just some random dude, it seems like. A different voice actor, a different
model,
look, a different model completely, even though the movie just came out that's still set in this universe.
It's funny because the Chris from the CG movie, Chris from Resident Evil 7, the Chris from Resident Evil 6, and then the Chris from Resident Evil 2 all look different.
Yeah.
Well, none of them look the same.
Chris from Resident Evil 6 and Chris from Resident Evil movies looks pretty similar.
He's less buff in it.
Yeah,
facial feature wise, but they're trying to dumb him down, which is fine.
Yeah, because he was a little too big in RE5.
He should not be punching boulders like that.
Yeah, but anyway,
wrong thing we're ranting about.
First off, sorry, this Chris, I thought that they were trying to pull a fast one on us. Yeah, because at the very end of Resident Evil 7, he's like, I'm Redfield, and everyone was like, who is this?
I would have been
crazy.
Fine with that too. I would have been all for that. Like, please give us this fake impersonator Chris, and let's figure out what happened to the real Chris. They could have really gone something with that.
They could have gone somewhere awesome with it.
But they've confirmed that this is the real Chris Redfield.
And I still didn't believe it. Leading up to the game, I was like, I don't believe you guys. This is just some random dude, because this does not look like Chris. And I know the comments going to be below saying he looks like a different person because they used a real model.
We know why he looks like a different person.
But you're telling me in 2017 they couldn't make that model look like the old Chris and look more like him, because this dude looks nothing like him.
So the next thing I want to get into, now that we're over that, when you first play Resident Evil 7, it's in first person. It's something new.
It's a different character.
It's a character you don't know who he is. Like, you don't feel like you're playing as him. He was probably the least.
He was my least favorite part of the game
because you don't.
He has no personality. There's scary as crap stuff happening around him. He doesn't really care. But I was okay with all that because the actual game was so good.
Yeah, like that's where that game shined, is because you brought back the fear.
But here's the thing. Sorry,
you're fine.
If Resident Evil 7, the exact same game, was in third person with a better character, I would have enjoyed it way more.
I think so too. I was completely so. I thought this was a great idea. It was going to reinvent the series, but then you play as someone you know in first person, and it just does not work.
Pulls you out.
Completely pulls you out of it. And I was playing through this. I'm like, I could be playing as any random soldier, and I would not know a difference.
Exactly. And like I was saying, he's not saying things Chris would say. His voice doesn't sound like Chris's. If anything, it's slightly similar, but you can tell, like, Chris's voice, at this point, we've heard it in so many things. Mm-hmm. We've heard it in Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil Revelations, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 3 movies. Wait, he's only in 1 or 2 of them, right?
I think he's just in Vendetta.
Yeah, well, and like Resident Evil, The Mercenaries on 3DS. We've heard him in everything, except all of a sudden it's a different guy. It's not, what's his face? I forgot his name.
I don't remember what the actor's name is, but when you play this game in first person, it just takes you out of it, and then it's not like you're really doing much. I was really excited. I like what's the bad guy's name?
Lucas.
I like the Baker family. Such good characters.
Good characters because
Jack was terrifying.
Them.
Marguerite was just creepy, and then Lucas is a psycho. He reminds me of like Jigsaw from the Saw series.
Yeah,
and especially that's what I was really kind of hoping for. Is like, dude, put me in this game. I'm Chris. He's got 3 of my friends hostage. I got to go through and try and save them from all these, which is kind of what it is. It's kind of half-assed, kind of feels like.
It was like, I was expecting, since Resident Evil 7 was so, like, it was completely, like, a brand new thing and, like, not attached to all the stuff that apparently is still a part of the continuity. Mm-hmm. Like, Resident Evil 1 through 6 and all the other games.
Yeah.
All apparently, like, a part of it. I thought this DLC was going to somehow bring it into that fold.
That's another thing that we were hoping for. Yeah, that's exactly what we were hoping for.
And it does not at all. You're just chasing the dude that you already met from the game down into some caverns.
And you're not really chasing him. You don't really see him. You see him in the very beginning and then the very end.
Yeah.
That's really, other than that, you're just you're walking through these mines, shooting, just...
All in first person. No more... There's like a cutscene at the very beginning. Loved it. Mm-hmm. I liked seeing the new Chris. I was like... this isn't that bad.
I mean, that's maybe we didn't like him because we don't see him. Like, we see him that one time, and other than that, you're first person. Enough of the first person talk. But one thing I will say, good-wise, it was kind of scary.
Really?
Because it felt like Resident Evil 4, like, control-wise. When you're walking through, and you can aim and shoot, but you move really slow.
I thought the movement was too slow.
But that's kind of what makes that scary. That was scary about Resident Evil.
Chris, like, we know he can run faster than this. We played as him 100 times.
I know, but I think they were trying to go back. Yeah. Because, Resident Evil 7 was all about just going back to their roots and just changing the perspective.
Yeah.
This one,
I don't know.
Goes back to the root because you still got the quick turn. And you got quick turn, run, quick turn, shoot again, and then quick turn and run again. Because the guys, they're all faster than you. Especially in the big boss. I guess we're going to spoilers.
Yeah, spoilery.
So
there's not much of a story in this.
It's not much of a story anyways, but when you're fighting Lucas, who would have thought, I found that fight really difficult because I kept having to turn, shoot, and run because he was fast. It was actually scary to me. It took me multiple tries to get that. Other parts in the mine when you're running through, trying to get the mask so you can see in the dark, the night vision. That you're trying to run through those hallways and there's just those. In fact, what are those? I can't remember what they are. The black gooey things.
They're like Ouroboros.
They have a name. Molded. The molded. The molded are like coming around every corner, and you're like, oh crap! Turn around, run. And then turn around again and shoot. Oh, these ones I can't kill them without special bullets. So you got to just try and run past. I thought that was scary.
That was pretty cool.
But I think that's kind of all the positive I had for that game. Other than that,
it's a big letdown.
It's honestly a huge letdown.
And I get that it was like free DLC, but I was expecting more. And
does that make us bad people? Does that make us like
crybabies?
Crybabies? We may be crybabies.
I would have bought it.
I would have hands down bought it too.
But, I mean, it is only, 3 hours?
Mm-hmm. And I've gotten all the other DLCs for it, too, which also aren't phenomenal. They're just okay. Those are ones you pay for.
My favorite DLC was the one when you're in the room, and you have to escape. You're, laying in the bed. It's like an escape room.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
But, I bought a batch of those, and then I realized how, small they are.
Yeah, they're not really that impressive. At most, they're an hour long.
If they would have, combined Chris's campaign with all those little stuff, somehow put Chris in those situations, it would have been really cool. It would have felt like a more fleshed out experience.
Really?
Instead of just running down some caverns.
Yeah. And I know we're complaining about this, and it is a free game. I just don't think it's even worth it being free. I don't think there's any reason to download this game.
It's not like after playing Resident Evil 7, which I thought was really good, should have been in third person, but really good. Don't even play this DLC if you haven't.
Just watch it. Watch the end on YouTube.
Because like watch the very opening, watch the very end, because that's all the story.
Mm-hmm.
And the game's like just I don't know. It's not like a blast to play in my opinion.
No, not at all. It's really like it's repetitive because you run down the hall, you got to find pieces for your mask, so you can go down another hall, got to go down and find another piece to go down another hall. And then...
So, a little bit back to the ranting, because I'm going to name this video the Ultimate Resident Evil Rant.
Okay.
Capcom. Capcom. Quit changing the way Chris looks. Like, Resident Evil 1... He was just a normal-looking guy, and then, like, Code Veronica, a normal-looking guy. Resident Evil 5, out of nowhere, a tank. Literally doesn't look like the same person. But one thing...
You think people were like this whenever, like, he got introduced?
Yeah, they were. I was a part of it. I was like, why is he like a different person?
I didn't really give much care because I didn't really care for Chris a whole lot.
So, but they kind of brought Buff Chris, back into the fold. They released Resident Evil the remaster, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
You can play as Buff Chris in that game.
That's
like,
funny.
Like you see Buff Chris, and they kind of like dumb him down a little, but he still looks like how he does.
He is jacked in 5. Like
he's huge.
What type of steroids was
the
he
unveiling
on?
of Resident Evil 5? He's bigger. They dumbed him down.
They dumbed him down even more.
It's because like Gears of War was getting huge. They're like huge in that game.
You know, that's kind of the game's pretty reminiscent of that with the cover system. And everything.
Well, here's the thing: the people behind Gears said that Resident Evil 4 was a big inspiration.
Okay.
And then like Resident Evil 5 kind of felt like an inspiration of Gears.
So I don't mean to interrupt you for a second. The game that does it all really well, that's third person, is The Evil Within.
Yeah, it's pretty much the Resident Evil 4 sequel you always wanted.
Exactly. And it was one of the developers working
on
it?
Oh, yeah, the director of Resident Evil 4, he also did The Evil Within 1, and then he's a producer on The Evil Within 2.
Which, I think, if you would have taken The Evil Within and just named it Resident Evil like 6 or 7, whichever one, at the time, that would have passed as a Resident Evil game. I wouldn't care if you didn't know who this character was.
The upgrade system's so similar to Resident Evil 4. Everything's really similar. The only thing that pulls me out of The Evil Within is that it's psychological horror. And
which I like.
I don't like that.
I love psychological horror.
I love like Resident Evil type horror. Like this is all reality. This is all happening in real life.
Well, that's why I liked Lucas a lot, because he was about the psychological horror.
Yeah.
Like he had the guy, like his torture, like the happy birthday scene in Resident Evil 7 was so awesome.
Yeah.
Like trying to figure that out, and it's it's puzzly. I love puzzles.
Yeah.
And when you get there and you're like, oh well, this dude's just dead anyway. That's just messed up.
Yeah.
That's why I like Lucas a lot.
But anyway, I don't want to ramble too much about random stuff.
Yeah, we're just gone.
So we don't think playing that DLC is worth it, even though we were super anticipating it.
Even though it's free.
Even though it's free, we sound like babies.
We are babies. We are giant 25-year-old babies.
We
just
love
watch
Resident
it on
Evil.
YouTube.
Let me write the next Resident Evil game. Anyway, I'm Brett Medlock. He's Andrew Baldwin. Talk to you guys later.
See you.